The world is divided in two. There are givers and there are takers. Rabbi Harosh lives his life as a giver. He needs very little for himself, but he has a great need, and that need of Rabbi Harosh is to give. And that's what he's good at giving. And he's giving, he dedicated his life to take care of Jewish children that others would neglect. So for him to have to go out and to ask people for money goes against his nature, and on our part, it would be criminal to make him do that. We should be doing everything we possibly can to make sure that he can take care of everything that he needs to take care of, other than the financial burden. As far as the schools are concerned, schools need to know that there is a place. There are many students that don't succeed in the establishment schools and can have the ability to learn and grow at their own pace. They might need some extra help. They eventually may be able to go back to the classroom and succeed. Sometimes they need to stay in a school that will give them their individual attention. So it's the responsibility of the educators of the city to know, to point out who are those particular students that will succeed in a school such of this nature. The responsibility of the lay leaders in the community is to see that no child is left behind, that each and every student get what they need. Because when you're dealing about one individual, that would be enough. But every individual is not only that individual. If he succeeds, he goes on and he gets married, has a family, and it's a success for not only himself, his children, his grandchildren, his great-grandchildren, forever. The best investment a person could possibly have. The community needs a shliach. What Rabbi Harosh is doing is not really something privately for himself. It's a service that he's giving to the community. Somebody else's child is our child too. He's part of Klal Yisrael. And to take a child that would not succeed in life, a young Jewish child that could not succeed, he doesn't belong in an atmosphere of a public school. And oftentimes the public school couldn't possibly provide him, especially when it comes to Jewish education. But even in secular education, oftentimes the public school system wouldn't work for them. Rabbi Rosh makes sure he has the unique ability to sense what that child needs, and he makes sure to provide for that child what that child needs. So think of it in a physical sense. If a child couldn't live on a normal diet and would need a special diet, the person that provided that child with that diet is saving the child. Well, educationally, that's what Rabbi Harosh is doing. He is feeding that child what that child can digest, what that child can absorb. The principal's council should come out as a unified force, appealing not to the community and to the foundations, and let them know that we feel that this is of paramount importance, that taking care of individual children that wouldn't be taken care of otherwise is the responsibility of all of us, educators, lay leaders, and all those who have the ability to see to it that people who otherwise would not be able to succeed become successful. I think it is the responsibility of the Principals Council as well as the Rabbanim of the city, the movers and shakers of the city, to see to it that a school like Marasha Academy in a city like Los Angeles that has the ability to support a school like this, cities who financially struggle a lot more than our city have managed to support these types of schools. And here we have a treasure. We have a human being that has the capabilities, the desire. Everything is in place except financial support. And so we all have to band together and see to it that the one thing that Rabbi Harosh is not good at doing, and that is fundraising, that we do it for him. And then he can concentrate on this kind of things that he does best, and that's educating children that none of us know how to educate as well as him. Rabbi Isai, in life we need to make two decisions. Decision number one is, what are we going to do? And number two is, how are we going to go about doing it? Decision number one has to be, we're going to make sure that Rabbi Harosh can continue. How we're going to do it, we'd like to hear ideas from you, and we'd like to see it happen. But it's got to happen. Nobody should tell anybody not to give money for any cause, if it's a good cause. We're not saying take all your money and give only to Marasha. What we're saying is that this got to be on the top of your tzedakah list.
Why?
Because by supporting this organization, you are saving not one life, but so many. You're saving this particular child, you're making a success out of this particular individual, and this individual will, Emir Hashem, build a family, and one day may be one of the supporters of many other organizations.